Hi, everyone. This is Rochelle Rizzi with Vrai, and I'm here with Megan Wessels of Powerful Partners. I'm so excited to bring her to our interview docuseries. Megan and I met about 10 years ago at an Inc. GrowCo conference in New Orleans. This was right after it had been hit with the hurricane. We were on a bus on the way to a field trip to see how people were reinventing themselves. And I thought, how great of a story that is with what we're all doing here right now during COVID-19, reinventing ourselves, using our time, hopefully to the best of our abilities. And I thought Megan could tell a little bit about herself, where she was at the time that I met her as a successful saleswoman for a family-owned business, and what drove her to make some changes, and where she is now and how she's helping other entrepreneurs. So take it away, Megan.
Thank you, Rochelle. Yes, love you long time. It's kind of crazy to think that we met when I was like in a different chapter of my life. Well, we were both in different chapters of our life, and where we are now, and that we're still such close friends. So yeah, when you met me, I was working for my family's business. I had a six-figure income. I was in sales. And in 2015, I walked into my father's office and quit. It's kind of crazy, but I just knew I've wanted to be an entrepreneur for as long as I could live. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and there was nowhere for me to grow in this business. I was in sales. I'd learned everything that I needed to, well, most of everything that I needed to learn in sales. It was such a great experience, and I wanted to continue growing, and there was no room for that. So, took the big brave step, started my business, and I will say that 2 years in, like, I had a complete breakdown. I had tried so many different things to grow my business. A lot of it didn't work, and I just felt lost and so isolated. And growing a business can be so lonely, especially if you are a solopreneur and doing it on your own without a team. And I got to a point where I just started reaching out to people for help. I reached out to a couple friends, close friends of mine that I knew would be honest with me, and some mentors that I had met along the way. And they worked with me on a plan. And from that, I realized that I don't have to do this alone. That having those people around you that understand what you're going through and can bring different perspectives and ideas and feedback to the table that are going to help you grow your business and prevent you from making mistakes and spending more time and money on things that you don't need to be doing, really help you focus on what's going to grow the business. That's important. That's so important. So I decided to look for a community of women that would help me do that, a community that offered that business support and the intimate connections that I was looking for. And when I did my search, I realized that most of the groups that I found either required me to have a level of income that I couldn't meet in order to get in, or they really had no purpose. It was more of a networking group. And I really wanted business support, not just networking. And they were missing that. So I started it myself. And Powerful Partners' mission that we are working with today was born. And really today we are here to provide real connections and business support to growth-minded women who want to scale beyond 100,000. And I think I just shared the stat with you that is astronomical, and it makes me so angry. 12.9 million firms in the US are owned by women, yet nearly 90% of those firms make less than $100,000 a year. That's 11.5 million women that don't have the resources and the structure and the support to grow their business. And those are the people that I want to help. I really want to shift that number to, I'm not sure what the number of my goal is yet, but that is just, it's not acceptable. Like, women are so capable of growing successful businesses. And this Powerful Partners, as I'm building this in the forums that we offer, which is a 12-month membership program for 8 female entrepreneurs, that it's an opportunity for members to learn from experts and from each other to they learn how to create new revenue streams and how to build that foundation so the business can actually grow. A lot of the people that are in it right now, they have gotten to a certain point and they don't know how to keep going because they're really good at what they do, but they don't know how to build a business. Or they are missing that support, which is what I found I was really missing. Having people understand what you're going through and that can bring in those different ideas and perspectives to help you grow. And then that tribe that you have around you that is constantly lifting you up, cheering you on, holding you accountable, um, helping you see different, bringing in different ideas to the table. And it's powerful. It's so powerful. And the goal is to really continue growing that across the US. I will be partnering with other membership-based organizations for women that offer something different that's very complementary to my organization. And that's how we're going to be growing the company and the forums across the US.
Well, you're truly practicing what you preach. One of
Yeah.
the things that we've really had in common is having this really strong vision and also learning how to be flexible when things don't go exactly how we planned, but never losing sight of the vision of where we want our lives to be and building the business around that, which had to have been one of the reasons you made that pivot years ago to build your own business. And I know from being beside you while you talk to other entrepreneurs at your dinner parties, the Powerful Partners dinner parties are phenomenal. Gathering a small, intimate group, having a facilitated discussion, you are able to inspire the stories to come out and for people to realize their potential, that they can do this. And I can speak to my own experience that when you reach second stage and you realize, well, I started this business for one purpose, and now it's beyond me. I have, clients who want more. I have employees who I'm now dependent, or who are dependent upon me. There are financial considerations, for growth and gaining capital. And reaching that second stage, there's a great book called No Man's Land by Doug Tatum. It is so tough to get past that stage. And I know that you're a great resource for women entrepreneurs to kind of navigate through that and stay true to their vision and true to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So going back to the dinner parties, as you mentioned, that was the first stage of my business.
Mm-hmm.
um, and I knew that that connection was so important, but I also knew that women needed more than that. And I wasn't sure how to bring it in or what it was that they needed. And it's bravery. It's going out on that limb and saying, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to try something and it may not work, but I'm going to get feedback along the way. I'm going to make improvements with the next one. And then I'm going to make improvements with the next one. And that's literally what I've done with the Powerful Partners Forum. So the dinner parties are a great way for women to connect. And as you know, it's that opportunity to share your story, but also connect on such a deep level that you don't get at a networking event. Women walk in the door and they share some of the secrets that they don't even tell their best friends, because it's the safe space for women to really open up. And having that community where you feel safe is the first step. So I've done a great job with that. And now it's, all right, how are we going to help these women grow their businesses? Because this, like I said, that number is unacceptable. And I've gone through several different programs. I'm bringing in those tools. I bring in experts from my network. I have other people who have experts in their network. We're bringing those people in. And one of the most powerful things in the forum really is all the different people at the table. So I interview every woman that becomes part of each cohort. So each cohort has 8 women. I interview all of them. They apply, and I am looking for women that have a business already established. They have revenue coming in. They know who their client is. They might need to get a little clarity around that, but they have a good idea who their client is. But they need to grow, and they're stuck. They're stuck working in their business and not on their business. They don't spend that time, or they don't have people they can rely on for advice on what to do next and how to scale. So I bring those people in, and everybody at the table brings a different area of expertise as well. Each cohort has all these different backgrounds and expertise that really help all the members in the cohort grow their businesses. And one of the coolest things I heard from the first cohort is at the end, what they told me, one of the things that they loved about it was that they got to help all the women in the cohort, that they contributed in some way to all these businesses. And by doing that, they were able to see the value that they brought to the table that actually helped to build their confidence. And that was something that I never even expected, but it's so, yeah, I just made like it really cool to hear those things because women, oh man, we struggle with confidence sometimes. So knowing that was even more powerful for the forum.
Yeah, I think that's incredible because, especially right now, and I think through any major change,
Hmm.
having a community and being of service to one another really does, while the intent may not be to build my confidence by helping other people, it just does. It does build that up. And I think that when I show up to be of service to someone, the payback of fulfillment in that, because I think it's unmeasurable. But I feel that humans are just out there to help people. I really think that most people are helpers, as we've heard from the new Mr. Rogers movie. I mean, that's come out. Look for the helpers. I find that when you ask for help, people do show up for you. And I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
thinking, I mean, that's one of the intents of doing this docuseries is how can we show up for other entrepreneurs, um, give some tips on what would you, with your expertise in your industry, recommend people do and focus on, and at the same time giving you a platform to say, hey, this is my business and this is how you can help me. So I hope that we can do that for each other. So why don't you tell us what are some of your top tips that entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs, since I know that's your focus,
Hmm.
where would you like them to start? What would you like them to know?
A couple things with this. First, ask for help. It it's it takes some vulnerability, some willingness to be vulnerable to ask for the help, but I guarantee you it's what will take your business to the next level and really or keep it from going under. There are so many people out there that are willing to help, but you have to be willing to ask for it. And the first few years of my business, I was like, no, I got this, I can do this. It was an ego thing. And when I stepped back and said, okay, I don't got this, and I asked for help, that's when things started to shift. And it wasn't just because I was getting advice now, it was more of an energy shift. So I'm going to get into some of the woo woo stuff here. Um, when you are open to receiving, that's when things start coming in. That's when the help starts coming in. But you have to be willing to ask for help for that to start happening. And all these people showed up in my life that I didn't even know were there. This help that showed up in my life. And I have a perfect example of this that happened within the past 2 weeks as well. Um, as you know, like this crisis is happening globally right now, and a lot of small businesses are struggling. I decided not to focus on that. I decided to focus on what are the things, what are the businesses out there that are actually doing really well during a time like this? Who are the people that I can show up and help and serve right now? How can I serve my community? And started taking action on those things. And without even really asking for it, all of a sudden I got a call out of nowhere from a CEO that I met 3 years ago. He doesn't even live here anymore. And he asked me to be an affiliate for his company. So within 2 weeks, I have added a completely new revenue stream that I'm building on now. I'm talking to more companies like that. How can I, number one, help serve more companies by, you know, being an affiliate for them, but also serve my network and my community by bringing in these products or these services, or are going to help them grow right now. So there are opportunities out there. And I will say this too, I've heard from other people, this was my own experiences, but during a time like this, just to be brutally honest, there might be people that you reach out to that you don't hear back from, and it's going to hurt. Because don't take that personally though. everybody's going through their own thing, and you have no idea what's going on in their head or on in their life at that time. So don't take that personally. If you can always reach out to them and say, hey, just wondering why you didn't respond, or hey, is there anything that I could do for you? And you'll find out more about what's going on with them. I had a friend recently that launched a new thing in her business that was really of service to people. And she had asked 10 of her closest friends to promote it for her and only heard back from one of them. And she was shocked. And when she started reaching out to these other people that she didn't hear back from, they were like, well, our businesses are all struggling right now. And to be honest with you, maybe some of us are kind of jealous that your business is doing well. And it's just, it's tough. It's tough to see that. So like, again, don't take that personally. Focus on how you're serving. And when you continue to focus on that, then the good things are going to come back to you. Law of attraction. Some more tips. Let's see. There are, like I said, there are opportunities out there. And if you don't already have a group of women that are like-minded, that are driven like you to grow your business, if you have a business, surround yourself with those women. This is a great time. If you're not part of a community, I have a community of those women, but if you can create your own, start reaching out to some friends who are business owners or who are doing what you're doing, and say, can we get on a weekly call, or can we get on a call every other week, and just talk about what some of the things that you're doing, talk about some of our struggles and help each other get through that. Right now, you need your community more than ever. So if you don't have one, go build one.
I love that. Those are all great tips and completely applicable to really all people, but especially for the entrepreneurs right now. There's so many people struggling, and it's unfortunate that sometimes there are those people who don't have the energy to support us because they are only able to look inward. And so one of the things, I think you kind of alluded to is the intention, waking up and having that intention every day of what are you setting out to do. And it comes back to vision. It comes back to being open to receive. Don't worry about the rejection, but it's more than that. It's people are all doing their best. And if you really believe in that, it's not about us or our ego. All we can do is our best. And people will show up at the right times for the right purpose.
Oh, yes.
And still, if you can show up for the people who need it the most, which may not be the people who are giving it to you, it's okay, because you're being of service. And that's what being a servant leader is all about. You do a really great job of that.
Thank you. I'm gonna add to that. So I have this little sticky note by my computer because as you know, I did a pitch today, and this was my ask. Please allow me to be in service to the people in the audience today and to the members of my accelerator. I wasn't focused on, am I going to be the winner? I wanted to be of service. So if there was one person in the audience that heard something that made a difference to them, that was me being of service. It was all worth it.
That's great. Well, and hopefully the community that watches this can show up for you in some way. And you're also a great connector. So I encourage everybody to reach out to Megan. She has great ideas, wonderful people in her circle, and she will show up in the absolute best way. I will want to list some resources, so I'll send people to your website. I know you have a graphic you'll share with us, so I'll post that in here. What else would you do you have a call to action or anything else you'd like to share with everybody to drive them to as a resource?
Yeah, we actually just built this page out this week. The website is Join Megan's Tribe, and that's MEGANS Tribe. And that's for women who are looking for that community that don't have one right now. There's no cost to join. We have an online community now, and I'm going to be launching a virtual membership later this month for women who want that virtual business support, but also curated connections. Connections are so important, as I mentioned, and I have a huge network and a huge community, and I want to help those people out by making connections for them on a regular basis. So Yeah, and then I would say too, really like not just for me, but think about somebody in your network that you can call and just check in on them, whether it's a business owner, a friend that you haven't talked to in a while, and see how they're doing and see if there's anything that you can do for them. A lot of the single moms out there, I've been reaching out to them, women that I know who are business owners and single moms, and just, hey, how are you doing? I know there's a lot going on in your life right now. You've experienced this yourself, and we've had that conversation, and I've been thinking a lot about them.
Yes, and I really did appreciate that message because
Mhm.
I've mentioned in a couple other interviews that I'm running a one-room schoolhouse while running a business. But we all have something and we're all making adjustments. So I try not to complain, but I really did appreciate that reach out. So thank you for that advice. We will, if everybody reached out to one person today, we'll make a small difference. Thanks so,
Yeah.
thanks so much, Megan. I appreciate you being on with me today.
Yeah, thank you, Rochelle. This was beautiful, and I can't wait to see how many people this impacts and all the little, what do you call it? The ripple effect.
Yeah, it's one small thing, right? We can be a
Mhm.
gift with our gifts and keep on showing up.
That's right.
Thank you.
Bye.